Hello everyone, I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen, and welcome to part 3 of my Wolf Sports special of E3. Now this part I'm going to be talking about Ubisoft. Ubisoft just had a conference and now I'm going to talk about some of the stuff that they revealed. First off, there's only one note that I was able to come up with Ubisoft. The first one is that they started off with a musical number by Jerry Cantrell. I think that's his name, Jerry Cantrell. I don't know who that is because I'm not a music lover, like I'm not into music or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure people will recognize him. The reason why he was doing a musical number is because he was actually showcasing one of the games, Rocksmith 2014. Rocksmith 2014 is supposed to be this game that teaches you how to play guitar. I've never played Rocksmith, but I think people in the chat can tell me if they've played Rocksmith and if it really does teach you how to play guitar. Maybe it does. I'm not quite sure. I really can't answer that one. So, Rocksmith was the first game which it talked about that you have an interactive band, like the band will play, in the way you're playing, like if you're playing in a certain way, the band will follow you as well, like they'll follow your lead and stuff like that. So, it definitely shows that, there's a lot more interactivity in this game than probably earlier titles. The second game that they talked about was Splinter Cell Blacklist. I've kept up with the Splinter Cell series until Conviction. Blacklist, I'm just a little leery of because I don't know much about it, and they didn't really give us much information. But I do have some ideas of the story. There's been these organized attacks by this group called the Blacklist. They just keep saying the Blacklist and stuff like that, and I'm sorry for that. I forgot to lower my volume. That's going to be another interruption to the counter. Let me lower my volume down this time. Okay, there we go. But, like I said, there's supposedly this group called the Blacklist, and they're doing these organized attacks. Sam Fisher's working for 4th Echelon now, and he's basically developed a team to help him take down the Blacklist. There's not much else to the story. We haven't seen much else, so I really can't say what else there'll be in Splinter Cell Blacklist. So let's move on to the next game. The next game they talked about was Rayman Legends. I have not played a Rayman game in forever, and I did not play Rayman Origins. So I don't think I'm qualified enough to talk about Rayman Legends. What it does look like, it looks like it's going to have 4-player co-op just like Origins, and it definitely looks like it's going to be a game if you're into the Rayman series. I need to play Origins before I try out Legends because I've never played that game before. Maybe one day soon. The next game they talked about was the Mighty Quest for Epic Loot. Long title much? In this game, you basically have like this epic loot that you keep building up, like gold and stuff like that. The thing is that other players are going to try to steal your loot. The way to prevent this is to build a castle with multiple defenses, traps, and other crap like that. You need to be able to build a defense, so this way, if players try to take your loot, they will be sadly mistaken and unable to do it. Basically, you build your castle, you make traps, you pick your hero, and other stuff like that. It kind of reminds me of tower defense in some cases, but I wouldn't be able to tell you further because I don't really understand it. They didn't really show any gameplay. They just showed like a joke trailer of this guy just cursing more times than anybody I've ever seen in my life. I mean, yeah, he cursed more than me, and that's being honest. So moving on. The next game, South Park: The Stick of Truth. I'm going to be brutally honest. I have not kept up with South Park at all. I kind of broke away from watching South Park, and I kind of got bored with South Park. This is me. Like, maybe I'm just not into South Park anymore. You know how some people are into certain things? Well, I guess I'm just not into South Park anymore. South Park: The Stick of Truth was originally a THQ game, but Ubisoft obtained the license for it, and now they're going to be making it themselves. The Stick of Truth is said to be released this holiday season, and it didn't look like it was going to be for the next-gen consoles. Looked like it was going to be for the previous generation consoles. So, not much I could say at that point. The next game, The Crew. The Crew is a freaking amazing game to look at. The Crew is basically like, it's a racing game, but with a different idea to it. The Crew is basically like, it's an online world. Basically, you have the whole United States to adventure around in. Like, you can adventure around the entire United States. Like, I could be in New York, and my friend Jesus could be in Nevada, and my friend Other John could be at could be at California, and we're just doing our objectives and stuff like that. But say one of us needed to do a job that required 3 or 4 of us, get me like a full crew. Then they would invite us. If they invite us, we would go. Basically, this is supposed to be an idea where you build a crew of racers, and basically you could do races with your crew, co-op missions with your crew, and go up against rival crews with your crew. So basically, you race cars and stuff like. It reminds me of the Fast and Furious 5. That's what it reminds me of. Fast and Furious 5. You know how there was a whole group of guys. They're all racers and stuff like that, and they got together to do this one big job. Yeah, like that. That's what the crew reminds me of, but I think this one's going to be really good. Watch Dogs. Watch Dogs definitely is one of the games I want to pick up because it has this idea that you can hack into surveillance systems and stuff like that. Like, basically you have this phone that allows you to hack into just about anything. Hack sprinkler systems, hack lighting systems, hack a billboard, an electric billboard. Hack those street things where they come up with like the barriers in the streets. You can hack like those to have electronic barriers come up to prevent people from chasing you down. There's different kinds of things you can do in Watch Dogs, and they say that depending on the way you play, the game will change. Like, you could be a good vigilante, or you could be a not really one of the best vigilantes. You know how a vigilante is not really a good or bad person. It just depends on the deeds that they do. So really, that's the point of a vigilante. I really can't say anything else about Watch Dogs because I honestly don't know. So I'm just going to continue on. Just Dance 2014. Next, because I haven't even played Just Dance, so I'm just going to continue. Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. This game it came out a year after Assassin's Creed 3. And you want to know one of the funniest things they said in the press conference? Everybody's dreamed of being a pirate. No, I never dreamed of being a pirate. I dreamt of being a warrior. Yeah, I'm not lying. I would love to be a warrior in medieval times. And guess what? Dark Souls, Chivalry, and other games like that made that dream come true. So, I don't want to be a pirate. I'm not the biggest fan of pirates. To be honest, Assassin's Creed 4 just feels like a way to slap on the ship mechanics and just use that. Yeah, you can travel on the streets, but everybody's going to be on the ship more or less. Does this mean this game's going to be bad? I don't know, but I really don't want to play any more Assassin's Creed games, especially after the ending of the 3rd game. If you want to know what I'm talking about, go watch my review of Assassin's Creed 3. And one of the last few games they revealed to us was Trials Fusion and Trials Frontier. Trials Fusion is going to be the newest Trials game for the next-gen consoles. You already know about Trials HD for the PC. Well, now they got Trials Fusion coming for the new generation consoles. Now you'll be able to do tricks and stuff like that, and there'll be some new dynamic worlds they can go into with Trials Fusion. Trials Frontier is a mobile game. Basically, you can play Trials on the go now. Now you can play Trials on your mobile device. I really can't say much else because it's Trials. You just get from point A to point B without crashing yourself up too much. It's one of those, I played it all the time back when it was just a Flash game. Alright, last game. The Division. The Division is really different. The Division reminds me of Ghost Recon because supposedly there's this pandemic that happened. Like, there's this pandemic that happened in New York. And basically, there's this pandemic that happened in New York and people are infected. So basically, this pandemic caused a freaking crash in the economy, in power, in water, and stuff like that. So crime is all over the place. People have gone crazy and other crap like that. You basically play as a group. Well, I don't know if it's a group or anything like that, but the Division is supposed to be a tactical. It reminds me, it's like a tactical survival in some case, but it's an online open world RPG. Yes, it's an online open world RPG. That's a third-person shooter in the same vein as Ghost Recon because you actually work with squad mates and stuff like that. I'm guessing these are players that you work with and other crap like that. Now, I have no other clues about the Division. This is a new IP. So, I really can't say much else about the Division because I honestly don't know. And the last thing they announced is that they're going to be doing a Rabbits Invasions. Basically, the Raven Rabbits from Rayman. Now they're going to have a TV show of them. They said it's going to be on Nickelodeon and stuff like that. I don't know. But they say there's going to be a TV show of it, and it's going to be interactable. Like, you can actually use your tablet to interact with the show itself, because it actually has in-show games. Like, you can actually play like a game where you're throwing eggs at the raving rabbits and other stuff like that, or even just scream at the top of your lungs like ah, like with the raving rabbits. So I don't know what to say about that, because I don't know what to think about that. So what do I think about Ubisoft's press conference? Underwhelming. Honestly, Ubisoft's press conference was very underwhelming. There wasn't really anything, out there that I really like to see. The only games that I actually want to check out when they come out is The Crew, Watch Dogs, and The Division. Maybe I'll try out Splinter Cell Blacklist as well, because I'm a Splinter Cell fan. But that's what I mean. Besides Splinter Cell Blacklist, I would only check out The Crew, Watch Dogs, and The Division. They seem like the three most, unique games, and they look like they're going to do pretty well when the new games start coming out. So I think those three are going to be my favorites. Other than that, Ubisoft didn't really wow me. They didn't really wow me with anything. And their host, even though she was trying to be like a real life person, she made way too many jokes. Like, she was trying to be funny. She was trying too hard to be funny, and I just found her relatively annoying at times. I understand trying to be funny, but you shouldn't try too hard. I know, I make that same mistake myself, so I'm not innocent of it. But that's what I'm trying to say. It felt like she was trying too hard, and that was being brutally honest. So what do I think overall of Ubisoft's press conference? Underwhelming. Not bad, but underwhelming. I was expecting a little bit more from Ubisoft. Like, what happened to Rainbow Six Patriots? You announced that last time, and now you don't even talk about it? Maybe the rumors of it getting canceled are true. But come on, Ubisoft. We've been waiting for Rainbow Six Patriots. If you announced that, a lot of us would have been happy, because we haven't had a Rainbow Six game since Rainbow Six Vegas 2. And that's saying something. So not much else for me to say about the Ubisoft press conference. It was a very underwhelming press conference, unfortunately enough. I wish they showed more. So there's not much else for me to talk about today. Well, at least now. So I'm Keen947, aka Wolfkeen, and this has been part 3 of my A Wolf's Word special of E3. Next part will be Sony. So get hype, everyone. Take care.